Hey guys, my name is Francisco Hernandez and today's video is a bit of a fun one. I'm gonna be removing a lot of light setups in my behind the scenes photos using Photoshop Beta's new AI tool called Generative Fill. I just thought it would be fun to show you guys how I can create a new version of a photo, of a behind the scenes photo, and translate it to a regular photo using that new tool. There has been times where I take a behind the scenes photo like this one on the screen or other ones that I'm going to be editing in a second where I felt like that wide shot with the behind the scenes with the light setup, it actually looked pretty interesting. So that's what I'm going to be using this new AI tool for, just to remove all these distractions and see how that final result without the light setups, how that looks like. While I get busy and select the first major distraction, which is Ashley holding the Explorer 300 Pro with the 34-inch beauty dish and with the C-stand, while I select her, I'll tell you guys about today's sponsor, which is Adorama. Adorama is an industry-leading retailer that has been serving photography, videography, and audio customers for almost 50 years now. Their motto is everyone is creator, and they do their best to unleash that creator within us all by providing us with the tools and expertise necessary to get the job done. I personally shop at Adorama for both the great deals on products I use and recommend, but also the great customer service on those products as well. If you find yourself interested in any product I talk about in today's video, including this light here, this light setup, then be sure to check out the links that are going to be in the description area below, and be sure to use those links if you decide to order. Okay, so now that I have the major distraction of Ashley with the setup selected, now I'll just go ahead and click Generative Fill. And one thing that I did learn from Pixelperfect on YouTube is that if you click period and then you click generate, instead of leaving it blank, you'll avoid some errors that might happen if you just left it blank. And this first result looks pretty good. Whenever you use the tool, the Generative Fill tool, it creates 3 different variations. And this is the first variation, this is the second one, and then this is the third one. I actually made a couple of tennis balls here on the bottom, but I actually do like this first one aside from this here. If I had to choose one of these images, I probably would choose this last one because it's less messed up in the fence. Yeah, so I'm gonna click on that last one, and if anything, I might just click on, use the lasso tool to select this area right here, and then go ahead and just click the same thing, Generative Fill, click period, not comma, and then generate. And it does look better now. So let's see the second one and the third one. The second one looks really good, so I'll leave that second one there. But I'm not a fan of these 3 tennis balls that I created. The ones in the shadow I do like, but the ones without the shadow, or not fully in the shadow, I'm gonna just remove. And yeah, now I do like it. So let's see the before and after of those 3 tennis balls. Let's see, the last thing I would remove is this big old light pole thing there. Again, same exact thing. It's gonna be always selecting the distraction and then clicking on Generative Fill, period, and then generate. And yeah, it does look pretty good. Let's see the second variation and then the third variation. One thing I am seeing though is that the thing that was generated is a little bit dark. So the way that I've been able to correct this is that I get a curves adjustment and then I just bring it up a tiny bit and then I zoom in. What I also do is I make sure to have that curves adjustment over the layer that I want to fix. I hold down Alt and then click between them, and it just applies it to that layer, the layer that's on the bottom of that curves adjustment layer. And then I change the opacity till it looks good to my eye. Usually it's around 15 to 20%, but I think right here looks good. So this is like a 5%. Let's see a little bit brighter. I think 8% is good. So this is the before and this is the after. It's very subtle, but I saw it, so I wanted to fix that. And now it looks pretty good. And of course, it is a little bit, she's a little bit to the bottom right of the image because I was taking it behind the scenes and I wanted to kind of leave a little bit of the setup in the shot. But that was, this is our new composition. Of course, if I really wanted to change the composition, then I could do that. And you know what the heck? Let me just do that. Let me get the crop tool, and I already have an Instagram crop of 4x5. And let's say that I wanted to change it so that she's in the very center of the frame. This is kind of like the center right here. So I'll leave it like that, click enter, and now all I gotta do is get the marquee tool. But now I'm gonna just click over here, select everything, but leave a little bit of border on the bottom and the right side of the image. Then I'll click, where is it? It's something like invert selection, click that. So now it's selecting only the blank area and a little bit around the borders. And right now I can't click Generative Fill because it thinks I'm going to be working with this layer here. So I'm just gonna get a blank layer, and now I click on Generative Fill, click period, and then generate. And that looks pretty good too. Just a quick glance, it looks really, really good. It even added whatever this, I don't know if tennis courts have like a line there, but it looks like it would be there. And let's see the second variation. I actually like this one better. And let's see the third variation. And I think I like that one the best. So let me see the second one again. And then the third one. I like that one a lot better. So yeah, I'll probably just keep that one there. And obviously all these different edits that I'm doing are gonna be rough draft versions. I am still seeing like some things that I should fix, like if I zoom in really quickly, this little area right here, how it's not fully correct, I might fix that and then I'll share this to Instagram, but I'm just doing a quick version for you guys. So let me just zoom out and I'll just call this first photo complete. This was a bit of an easy one. Obviously Ashley and the light stand was very heavily into the shot, but I would say this is still like an easy edit. So let's go to the second edit or second photo that we're gonna work on, which is this one. There are a lot of, even the top of her head has the light setup over the head. So this is going to be a bit of a tricky one. So let's just start right away. I'm just going to fast forward me selecting different things. I'll select this entire light setup and the shadow and see if we can get rid of that. Okay, so I have this first distraction here in the bottom left selected. Now I click on Generative Fill, period, and generate. And it did a pretty good job. I do see a little bit of funky looking things, but let's see the second variation. That looks even better. I'll probably keep that one. And then the third variation, I think the second one and the third one are very close. The second one is definitely the winner here because this third one has some funky patterns here that just look a little bit mismatched. So let me click this second variation. I'll keep that one. And then let's just move on to the second kind of chunk of distraction. I try to keep the generative fill selections, not everything all at once, but rather than like a small section here and there and there. And right now for the second section that I want to work on is going to be just Ashley over here and her shadow on the bottom. Of course, I could probably select Ashley and the light setup here on top. But again, working with the smaller selections with the generative fill tool is going to be better than doing everything at once. So let me just select Ashley now and get rid of her using this tool. I probably will also select the little bit of a shadow here, so let me just select that as well. And it did a pretty alright job. There's a little bit of funky shadow here and there. Let's see the second variation. That's even worse. So I think that first one's okay. Let's just stick with that first one. I think what happened is that because I left the light setup here, it needed to connect that light setup to the shadow and different things like that. So I think that's why it has these funky results. But I'll just push forward. Let me just remove this top light setup here, and I think I'll give another try at that wall again. It looks okay. Obviously I'm not expecting great results with very quick versions of this generative fill, but that was just the first variation. Let's see the second variation. Again, I think it created something to make this shadow over here. And let's see the third thing. The third result's probably the best of the three. Third result is better, but again, these are just rough drafts. I'm gonna try to remove these shadows again. So let me just go ahead and do that. And it does look better. Let's see the second variation, third variation. First one looks better, the best of the three. And I think, let's see, the top of her head was a little bit funky. So let me just fix the top of her head and then I'll move on to the last photo. I do actually have two photos I wanted to work on more, but this video is feeling like it's gonna be a little bit long. So I'll just work on one more photo. It looks all right. Let's see the second variation and the third variation. I'm not a big fan of either of these, but I'll just keep this second one just to keep it like that. Let's move on to the very last image. I'll just get rid of this one. And I wanted to work on this one here because I feel like it's the most challenging of the ones that we worked on so far. So I'll give more time to this photo here at the end of the video. For this photo, I'm probably gonna work a lot bigger in terms of larger selections. So let me just select all of Ashley. And yeah, that actually worked pretty good. Ashley's no longer in the picture, and it's just a matter of choosing which one of these variations I want. And I actually do like the second one because of that shadow, but also the shadow is a little bit distracting. So I think this one has a good natural shadow that isn't too distracting. But now that I think about it, I might actually remove these entire sides in general. So I might remove both of these sections there. So let me just do that. I'll actually work on these cars first. I want to remove these cars and then I'll remove all the different sides there. I do like this one here. I like the colors that are going on this picture more than this third one. So let's keep that second variation. And now I'm finally gonna click on this entire right side and left side, and that'll probably be the last thing I do. You know what? I think what I'll do is I'll select this right side, I'll also select this left side, but also like the top part of the image where all this bright sky is. So I'm gonna click on that because I don't want this bright sky on top. So now that I have everything selected aside from this corner, now I can click Generative Fill and be finally done. That's a very interesting result. I do actually like this, but I want to see what the second variation and third variation look like. So this is the second one. I actually like this one more. Let's see the third one. Third one is interesting. I'm not sure how I feel. I think I would like the second one more because the third one here, it does have these colors here on the side and I do like that, but I feel like this second one, it doesn't have those colors and it's better more of like just strictly a background. Like you don't want to give too much attention to the background. I'm pretty much good with this image. So let's see the before and then here's the after, and the before and the after. It did make some little bit part of her leg a little bit funky. So that's where I would do regular Photoshop things like copy that first layer onto the top and then blend it in with the regular leg, not the messed up leg. And aside from that, I think that's pretty much it for this video. I probably will just fine tune these different things that I just did in this video and then share these images on my Instagram so you guys can look forward to that. But that's pretty much it for this video. Hope you guys enjoyed this one. If you guys want to see more videos like this where it's more about having fun with editing and photography, let me know. I do want to give one last thanks to Adorama for sponsoring this video, because them sponsoring my stuff allows me to keep making free content for you guys. So definitely check them out. Take care, guys, and I'll see you in the very next video.